This is political mind games. Political mind games. I'm going to be doing a comparative debate analysis between Biden versus Trump round two. Let's talk about it for a few moments here. I'm not going to be long with this video, but I am going to be thorough. Comparative debate analysis. Friday's news, Thursday's post-debate analysis, individuals were saying that Biden was terrible, he didn't do well, he's too old, he's finished, there's no way that he could run against Trump and win. I want to talk about the elephant and the lioness that's in the room. Republicans really think they are slick, but you're not slick. You're creepy, but you're not as slick as you appear to be. The MAGA bigots and MAGA racists, they do not want President Biden to drop out of the race, and I'll tell you why. Because they don't want Kamala Harris to become president of the United States of America. Oh yes, behind closed doors, they're calling her every filthy name under the sun, the same way they did President Barack Obama. When President Obama became president of the United States, it was Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, and that entire old senile bunch of racist senators who stated and said that they were going to do everything that they possibly could to make sure that Obama failed as a president. While he was being inaugurated, they were in one of those schwank restaurants down the street from the White House, planning Obama's destruction, and it all backfired. We have voting power, meaning black people here in America. We can cause the trajectory of any election outcome to change. All we have to do is use what we have. One vote, one person. Now let's talk about this debate that took place. Just because an individual isn't a good public speaker doesn't mean that they are inept to be president. And just because Biden wasn't on his A game and he didn't do quite as well as individuals thought he should do, that doesn't mean that he's not qualified to lead this nation. One thing about Biden, his mind is still sharp. Trump, on the other hand, he's old as well. People are always talking about Biden's age, especially the racist and bigoted network over there. They're always talking about Biden's age. They never have anything good to say about the man, but they praise and worship and idolize Trump. The insurrection was just that. It was an insurrection. It was a revolt. The same, what happened on January 6th, 2020, go in the annals of history, and it also happened when Madison was in the White House. There was an insurrection that occurred. Dolly Madison, her main concern was preserving and saving some of the portraits that were in the White House. Do you remember taxation without representation? That led to a revolt. So, back to Biden. Biden is 80 plus years old. Trump is 78 years old. They're both old. Both of their mental faculties aren't what they used to be. Both of them don't have the physical stamina that they used to have. Both of them don't have the mental acuity that they used to have. But the one thing that separates the two is this. One wants to preserve democracy, and the other one wants to become a dictator. One wants to make sure that the Constitution of the United States remains that, and the other one wants to shred it and probably write his own constitution. One is interested in everyday working people here in this nation. Do you remember when President Obama, during his re-election campaign in the first debate against Senator Mitt Romney, As oratorical as Obama is, as precise and eloquent as he is, in that first debate against Mitt Romney, he did not do well at all. Did that mean that he did not have the ability to lead this nation? Obama was one of the better presidents that America has ever had. When he left the presidency, when he left office, America was in a good place. I'll say that again. When he left office, America was in a good place. But of course, they don't want to give the black man any credit for doing anything right. One, Biden wants to have freedom. The other one, he wants to appease his base. And who are his base? Racists, bigots, Nazis, usurpers. Those are the people that he is pandering to. And those are the people that he is catering to. Trump is not an eloquent speaker. He never has been, and he never will be. And Biden himself admitted that he is old. He said he doesn't speak as well as he used to, and he's not as sharp as he used to be. Is that indicative of the fact that he can't get things done? You want things done. The other dude who wants to become president has made it perfectly clear that from day one, he's going to become a dictator. And what does he want to do? He wants to punish anyone that ever said anything to him in a negative way or about him in a negative way. He calls the rioters patriots. I bet if there were a bunch of black people that were out there running amok in January of 2020, you wouldn't be calling them patriots. They would have been called thugs, hooligans. And they would have used the N-word repeatedly over and over and over again. Don't be misled by the media, especially the media that is right-wing owned. Don't be misled by the media. Don't be fooled. Biden can still lead this nation. Every president, why do you think they have a cabinet? Why do you think they have a supporting staff? Why do they think they surround themselves with people that have brighter minds than them? Because one person cannot make every decisive decision that has to be made. What the Democrats need to do, you need to rally behind your candidate. Defend your candidate. Speak up for your candidate. Don't allow people to trash your candidate and put your candidate down. Don't allow people to make it seem like the Biden-Harris administration hasn't done anything. They have done more in 4 years than what the other guy did in 4 years. So no, Biden did not have a good night. But it doesn't mean that Biden is finished. It doesn't mean that he can't win. It doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve a second term. You all better think long and hard before you make your choices. It's a comparative debate analysis. One spoke facts and the other one continuously lied throughout the entire debate. You are who you are. And what did Biden said? He said it's hard to do what? Well, I'll talk about that in a different video. But for this video, Biden can still rise up to the occasion and he can still win. For those of you in the comment section, let me tell you something about me. I'm an independent registered voter. I vote my conscience. I vote my mind. I have a right to my opinion just like everybody else has a right to his or her opinion. That's why it's called Tyrone Bowman Tonight. These are my thoughts. These are my opinions. These are my conclusions about topics and things that happen within our country and within our nation. On my program, I am going to address the hard-hitting things that affect everyday men and women, whether people like it or not. I am going to address racism. I'm going to address anti-Semitism. I'm going to address the homeless problem that we have in this nation. I'm going to address the avarice greed of corporate America, how they like to manipulate and use people and then throw them aside like they're trash and they're garbage. I'm going to address every issue under the sun that affects us all. And if something is right, I'll give kudos to that person. But if something is wrong, I have to talk about it. As long as I am factually correct, as long as I am not making up stuff and throwing it up against the wall to see what sticks. This is a fair program. This program is for all people. And one thing I do know a liar when I hear a liar talking. All Biden has to do is regroup. Let me give an example. Just because a boxer loses one fight does not mean that the boxer cannot come. Unarguably, they say that Muhammad Ali, and I agree, was the greatest boxer of all time. He lost many fights, but he continued to get back up. He continued to fight. This is a marathon. And you have to run it with patience. It's called the quote, The Art of War. Read the book, The Art of War by Sun Tzu. It's about strategy, mind strategy. How to mindfully outwit your opponents in the game of war. Political mind games. No, Biden is not finished. Political mind games, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get even deeper as this election season heats up.